Investors and traders, welcome to the channel Market Chart Pattern. Today is 6th of August 2023 and I hope everyone is having a great weekend. In this video, we are going to take a look at the Apple stock. This video is going to be only about the Apple stock. It is in fact a special report in which we are going to take a look at the longer term charts for Apple. Starting from the monthly chart, we will be looking at key price levels, key pattern formations, and key levels to watch for. We will then move over to the weekly chart. We'll do the same. We'll look at the key price levels, key pattern formations, and what those patterns are actually telling us. We'll try to decipher that. And finally, we'll move over to the daily chart as well, and we'll do the same. So this video is for educational purposes only, and it is not a financial advice. Okay, so we are taking a look at the longer term monthly chart of Apple computers. And we can see that there has been a very nice trend in place. I am going back as far as 2019 for this, January of 2019 low. But clearly there is a lot of history behind this in terms of an uptrend. Now this stock is very widely held by institutions, individuals, and also in terms of its weighting in the indices, the major stock indices in the United States. The movement of price in the Apple stock also heavily influences those major average as well. Okay, so one of the key things is that if we just draw a trend line, we have a really nice trend line going like this from the 2019 January lows. Then these are the January 2023 lows, and if we draw it like this, we have this going on like that. Now this is the March 2020 low. So this is the COVID pandemic low, and here there were a lot of concerns about the stock market back then because of the events taking place. And then this is where the Federal Reserve came in, and they basically provided a lot of liquidity in the market, and we have had a very nice run higher. Till the beginning of this year, Apple was in a corrective mode, and we can see that it topped sometime in the January of 2022. And what it has done is a one-to-one correction or a pattern formation, which we like to label as ABCD. Now, it's not a perfect ABCD, but it was close enough. And also there were a lot of other things which were coming around this level, which we'll take a look at on the weekly chart in terms of the key levels that we were watching for from a pattern recognition perspective, which were telling us there was a great deal of support around the 128 to about 120 level. And until and unless those levels were taken convincingly down to the downside, Apple remained a pretty strong stock around those levels. And well, while this was taking place, there were a lot of different kind of news about the stock could go much lower, but you can check our videos, especially beginning of this year. Around that, we were actually talking about a great deal of support coming around, and at some point in those videos you'll notice that we in fact turned bullish and we had upward targets. Now having said that, now what I would like to point out is that on this monthly chart, what Apple has done is it has gone and right to the 1.272 Fibonacci expansion of this entire swing. So what is this swing that I'm talking about? So you can see that in fact it was just a trading range. So if I just draw it like this, it was a pretty big trading range. The stock was trading in for quite a while, and when it broke out of it, then it went to the 1.272 expansion. So we had the two targets. We were looking at about $200 per share level, and then we also have about 100 $220 per share level. Now what the stock could do is, in fact, there's a possibility, although this month is young, so we are just looking at the monthly chart. There is still a possibility by the close of the month, if the month is positive, and it takes these highs out of the July month to the upside, the $220 per share level could also be a target. However, if this month turns out to be a month where there is going to be a pullback, or rather a correction in the stock, then the first thing that we are looking at is about $170 per share level as our near-term target. And if this is broken down, then we have to look at the range between 150 to about $140 per share level. And also, one of the things that we really like to talk about in this channel is the market symmetry. And the market symmetry concept is that we had a correction of about this much and then this much, and if the market is going to repeat, then if we just project it, assuming that this is some sort of a top in place, then where we get to is right to this rising trend line. So somewhere around 150 to even about $135 per share level is also possible, if in fact it is a top in place of some sort. Let's move to the weekly chart. So here we are looking at the weekly chart. Here the patterns that we were watching for was about this 128 level, and this was an extremely strong support because of the patterns that we were watching, and we had a number of these Fibonacci clusters coming around this level. Plus we had this level rejected. It was tested around 13th of June 2022. That week it was rejected and the price moved higher, then found a resistance, and then we had this one-to-one projection ABCD, nearly perfect but not perfect enough, and this was also turned out to be a double bottom formation, and the stock had during all this time been trading in this trading range. Now we had several upside targets. Those were broken. You can check our videos, and we were talking about a possible level of about $200 per share level, and then even possibly if this level is taken out to the upside, about roughly $220 per share level, which will be the 1.618 expansion. Now this $200 per share level is important because it's not only that it is a psychologically important number as 200, but also because we have, if we take this AB leg and we multiply this with 1.618, we get around this number as well, roughly around $200 per share level. Plus we have the 1.272 Fibonacci expansion. So we have a confluence of two numbers coming together here, two ratios, and whenever there is two or more ratios coming together, those are the regions or the areas we need to pay close attention. And then from a price action perspective, just purely price action perspective, what we have seen over the course of the last 3 trading weeks is that the price has not gone anywhere, and last week it just took the lows out of this 17th of July week. And there is also a micro trend line which is more visible on the daily chart, which we will take a look at in a few minutes. The stock seems to have broken that. So again, on this chart, if this is some sort of a correction which is going to take the price lower, what are the levels that we should be looking at? So the first thing is that our analysis is assuming that $200 per share level is a top of some sort. We don't know whether it is. Certainly the price could be taken out to the upside, and then we are looking at $200 per share level. So if this gives the price action goes into a further decline, then the first level is about $170 per share level, which is roughly around the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of this CD leg. And then what we are also looking at is a possibility for the stock. If this level is broken, 170 could move down anywhere between 150 to $140 per share level. Those are the key values or the levels that we will be watching for if in fact this scenario takes place. So we'll have to wait for a few weeks because it's a longer term weekly chart to observe the price action and whether the levels that we are talking about they are respected or they are broken. um, One of the other things is that in our older videos you'll be able to actually see that we were talking about $182 to roughly about 182 to $188 per share level as a possible uh, strong kind of a top in place in the market going back to December of 2021. Those videos are available on the channel, and the reason was we were watching for this 1-to-1 ABCD price projection, which was giving us an estimation of anywhere between 182 to 187 or 100, roughly $188 per share level as a possible target the market could get to. And after that, the market might find it quite difficult to move beyond that level. And this is exactly what we have seen. So I'll try to find a link to the end, towards the end of the video, and perhaps also in the description, where you can go and watch where I have described in detail, especially at that time, the kind of pattern formations that we were looking for and why we were looking at $182 per share level to about $188 per share level as an important level where the market could actually reach. And that's what we have seen transpired, and it just went into a very long trading range. So what we are going to do now is we'll just move down to the daily chart. So this is the daily chart. You can see that here we have written Apple daily target range met. We had a target range which was around $170 per share level, and then we had some levels above that. Our targets were met, and after that we were watching the price action. And then when this range was convincingly broken to the upside, we had the 1.27 to Fibonacci expansion and 1.618 expansion as the targets, and the market has hit the 1.272 expansion and also a 1.618 extension of the AB leg, as we have seen on the weekly chart. Just to reiterate that this red line, if we take this AB, we multiply this swing by 1.618 projected from point C, this is the level which we get. Okay, so this is the micro trend line that I was talking about here. It had served as nice support around here, around here, around here, and last Friday the price action actually took it to the downside. And the other thing to notice is, from a momentum perspective, this price actually closed not only below this micro trend line but also below the 20-day moving average. So it is something that we like to watch on daily chart for a shorter term, from a shorter term momentum perspective. And we like ideally the price to be closing above 20-day moving average to give us an indication of a positive momentum. And here the price is convincingly closed below that last Friday. So this is something to watch for. This is the 200-day moving average. This is the longer term moving average. It is sloping upward. That's nice. It's possible that the price could rotate lower. We are watching for $170 per share level, and then we have further levels of about $150 to $140 per share level for the stock. But $170, if that is broken, then we also have some support coming in by this rising 200-day moving average around $160 per share level. So this could be also a region which could act as a magnet where it might just pull the price down to, and we'll have to wait and watch and see the price action should the price get down there. So I am going to change this a little bit because our targets were met and also exceeded. So we will be just waiting, watching the price action, the levels that we have spoken about on the monthly chart, then the weekly chart, and we will be paying a close attention on the daily chart. And I will be doing our regular video segment in which we look at the key tech stocks, and Apple will be a part of it, where we will and I will update you about the price action and the levels that we are watching for and how the market is actually trading on the daily basis. So this is what we are looking at in the Apple stock. If you like our analysis, how we look at the market, how we use pattern recognition, Fibonacci ratios, the expansions, the extensions, the market symmetry, then please do subscribe to the channel. And if you found this video of educational value, then please do hit the like button. It is an indication for me that people find my videos of educational value, and it just on a personal note encourages me to bring more videos of educational purposes out for you guys. So thank you very much. Good luck and good trading.